Hi Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, or Aries Cross Watchers. This is the general reading for March 2019. I just want to disclaim that this is a very general reading, so not all the messages you will hear are going to apply to you. That's totally fine. Some of these messages may also come in the reverse. It may seem like one message that is for a third party is actually for you, or vice versa. I like to think of these as kind of like watching a movie. There's going to be plot lines that really resonate with your with your life. There's going to be lessons that really apply to you, and there's going to be some stuff that doesn't. And just take what works for you. Sometimes these readings just give you information that is actually for someone else. It's not even for your own life, but it's for someone in your life. With all of that in mind, I'd like to begin. I was actually feeling into your energy, and it was very different than Pisces energy. It felt, I didn't want to say bad. It just was hitting my chest a lot. It felt like shock. I think shock is what I was feeling. And I was just like, what's going on? What happened? And I almost think that's what you guys are thinking or saying too. What happened? And as I was doing the pre-shuffle, I had a few cards fall out for you as well. I had, let me actually just double check. I had Four of Wands, the Tower, the Magician in reverse, Temperance in reverse, and the Three of Wands. So it seems like there was this situation that seemed like it was going really, really well with that Four of Wands. It seemed like you were having this new beginning with someone or something with your dreams just seemed to be coming true. And then all of a sudden there's this tower, and it really just shook things a lot, because then you have Temperance in reverse. Things started falling out of balance really quickly. Magician was in reverse. The things you were manifesting, the things you were bringing into your reality, it didn't seem like it was coming through anymore, or there was some sort of deception or something. Maybe you deceived yourself a little bit, or maybe you were deceived by someone. It could even be a Gemini or a Virgo, someone ruled by Mercury. That Tower card is also your card, or it could be for Scorpio. And I believe Temperance, what is Temperance? Sagittarius. So there could also have been a situation with the Sagittarius that didn't come into fruition the way that you thought it would. And then it ended off on that Three of Wands energy with you just kind of waiting for your ships to come in. That seemed like a really... You know, the Three of Wands is usually a pretty optimistic card, but after all of the things you thought you had with that Four of Wands, it's kind of like, oh, you were set back a little bit. And that makes a lot of sense. We did have, or we are about to have a Mercury retrograde, and we are in the pre-shadow phase for that now. So it seems like there may already be some setting of the stones, or laying the foundation for what this retrograde is going to look like for you. It is also conjunct with Neptune, and that is sextile in Capricorn as well. So there may be some rude awakenings with things that were dreams or visions that you were having, or maybe even intuitions you were getting, and you're suddenly realizing that it's not as simple or clear cut. I am going to start shuffling now. It just seems like, yeah, okay, interesting. Wow. Cards are flying for you. Okay. So we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. It seems like there was some sort of something that wasn't reciprocated, either by someone else or even the universe. Something that you wanted to, a wish you wanted to have fulfilled, may not have come into fulfillment. And that was in a very physical way. There may have been some struggling with depression. It is in your physical position. It could also be bodily as well. There could be, you didn't heal from something, or you're having a hard time getting over an ailment, or some sort of heartbreak, or some sort of letdown, some sort of invitation that seemed really promising, but then it didn't end up coming into fruition. You actually got the Tower in reverse. So again, we have this Tower card. This is a big message coming in for you, and this was in the heart of the reading. And there are kind of two ways to interpret this. One, it could be that this was in the past, and you are now moving out of this Tower moment, whatever it was that happened to you, or this Tower moment was very internal. It wasn't so much reflected in the external as much as it was something you felt at the core. There is some sort of inner redefinition that is going on. We did also have Chiron that just moved into your sign. It was retrograde into Pisces, and now it went direct, and now it's back in Aries. So, I think a lot of you might actually be feeling that. That actually makes a lot of sense. There is also this Knight of Discs, or I'm sorry, Knight of Pentacles. I'm used to my Thoth deck. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And this is in the mental and communication sphere of the past. So it seems like there has been some slowing down of communication. There may have even been conversation or communication that just came to an end. You may have been working on something for a really long time and it may have just petered out, and you did put effort into it, and perhaps that is what was lending itself to this Tower moment. You're working very slowly towards something, and you may have lost your way, or you may have lost your momentum. You had like this slow and steady pace. This Virgo full moon might have also been pretty difficult for you as well. This is actually a Virgo card, so this could represent a Virgo who had who left your life, or who you're just not in communication with right now. I honestly struggle with this card. I have a Virgo sun and Mercury, and even to me, this card it can almost induce anxiety in and of itself for me, because it's slow and steady progress, and it's taking the break when you need to take a break, and you may have exhausted yourself. That could have been this Tower. You may have just burnt yourself out. You may have been working so hard towards something, you actually lost momentum, and now things feel like they're coming apart. And this is hard. This card is hard for me because as a Virgo, I like to have things finished. I will work on things very diligently, but at the end of the day, I like to have things finished. Otherwise, it makes me anxious. And maybe that's what this Ace of Cups kind of disappointment. It could also potentially be some anxiety as well. But man, it's looking like there was a lot that happened, or a lot that is going on in this collective. And there's a lot of reverse cards here. There's a lot of inward reflection going on. So I know that's not easy energy for Aries all the time. I think you like to really go out and do. You don't like to have to be forced back in. And it seems like whatever was happening, whatever setbacks you had, whatever was falling apart, it was to make you go into that direction, to make you look really inward. I'm actually going to pull an animal card for you as well. I feel like these cards can really add a lot of insight into a situation. Interesting. So we have the elk and we have octopus. These both fell out together. So with the elk card, this could be an earth or water sign potentially for some of you, but it could just be you were this elk. This is kind of a very patriarchal figure. This is kind of like a ram in a way. It's someone who really builds solid foundations in their life. It's someone who people can rely on. And this could potentially be something to do with your father. There could be some father issues that are coming up. Regardless of what relationship you have with your father, it could be some sort of pattern that is remanifesting, or it could just be an actual conversation that you had with your father. And whatever the case, there is also this this octopus card too. There's someone who's very perceptive, someone who has their tentacles in a lot of different avenues or a lot of different people, someone who's kind of, they're very spread out, and they might not have good boundaries, but they're usually very, very intelligent. It seems like you kind of need space. If you're dealing with a person like this, or potentially this could even be you, you need space for yourself. Regardless of how this octopus energy manifests in your life, it's really important that you reestablish your boundaries. It's like building new foundations is what's really strong. So it seems like, wow, there is just, I really feel for this group. This is actually really heartbreaking. I'm going to we should take a look and see what is happening for you in March. It seems like, sorry, I'm gonna recenter here for a minute. Okay. One more. Okay. All right. Sorry if this takes a while. I am just trying to take things slower with this Mercury retrograde, especially. I think it's good to have a nice pace. Looking into March, we have in the physical environment, there is Nine of Wands and the Lovers in reverse. So again, it's looking like there may have been a lot of conflict with someone you are in a relationship with or someone that you're really close to. There may have even been kind of a falling out, or there is going to be in March. It's looking like there has been a lot of conflict. You're both feeling it. There's been a lot of battles. And you have come out of it so far, but this is definitely a relationship that has had a lot of tests. This Lover's card could also indicate a choice, a really painful choice that you need to make. It's almost like you're so exhausted here, and now you're being forced to make a choice. There could be a choice between two people, or there could just be this falling apart of, there may have been two people, and you're somehow losing both of them, or shedding both of them. And with this Lovers in reverse, again, you had Temperance in reverse in the pre-shuffle, and the Lovers also symbolize balance. So again, there's like a lot of imbalanced energy that is still in your physical environment or still in your daily life that's really affecting you at the beginning of March. We do have the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Wands. That is more, this is in the heart of your reading. This is the emotions coming into March and throughout March. There is actually the potential that someone is coming in, especially a water sign. So it could be Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. I believe this card is usually Pisces. It could also be an Aquarius as well. That could be someone who is coming in, someone who is a potential love connection for you. It could be someone making an offering. But it looks like there's just so much going on. You have this Ten of Wands. There is so much weighing on your heart. There's a lot of things that I think there is this kind of unburdening you need to do. And, this Knight of Cups may actually be the course of action you need to take. You need to follow what it is that makes your heart sing. You need to follow what gives you joy and fulfillment. It seems like whatever has been falling away, it's giving you this push to really pursue the things that you love. You might be moving towards someone else or something new as well. With this Ten of Wands, it could be towards a fire sign, but this more seems like whoever this Knight of Cups is, it seems like this Ten of Wands is actually attached to them. So there may be someone who you are trying to move towards, or someone who's moving towards you who has a lot of baggage right now. They're really dealing with a lot of things, and it's kind of weighing you down too, or vice versa. There's a lot of burden. There is this Six of Cups as well, the Six of Pentacles, and that is in kind of the mental or communicative part of March. So it looks like there is some charity, there is going to be some giving back, give and take. This is a give and take card, I think, for sure, and maybe that's what's been out of balance. There may have been one side that has been taking or one side that has been giving too much, and there's going to be a rebalancing here. We do have the scales as well, I just noticed. It might be time to kind of get out of your head. I think some of you might have been so focused on your own vision or your own goals that you've not really focused on the people it is that you want to help benefit. What is it you really want to do in this life? Who are the people you really want to benefit? What are the things what causes do you really want to support? I think it's almost time to give yourself to that. And I know that can feel really hard when you've had a reset like this, when you've had a tower moment, but I actually think that this would be a really good way to move past that. I am going to pull an animal card as well. What is the animal for the month of March 2019 for Aries? What is the animal for the month of March 2019 for Aries? You know, interesting. This is interesting. I was just thinking, it is your solar return for some of you, or some of you are going to have that next month. That is kind of a setting of the stage, especially the month before. I know that my life seems to fall apart. And again, we have a balance card with this vulture card. Why this is so funny to me is when I first got this animal deck on my birthday, and this was the very first card I pulled. So vulture is actually not a bad card per se. It is just indicating that there is some sort of stagnant or dead energy that is no longer serving you, that needs to be addressed. It needs to be cleansed and digested, not just, the elephant in the room, so to speak. There are things that seriously need to be brought back into balance. For this card, it actually does recommend burning sage, which is funny. I actually burned some sage before I did your reading. I didn't do that for Pisces. It felt like, yeah, this is a cleansing. This is almost like a death card for you guys. And that's not bad. What we have to understand about vulture is that they prevent the spread of disease by eating by eating the dead energy in an environment. They allow new energy to come in. It's a balancer. This is actually a really good card. You might want to call on vulture for you during this month. There may actually be some mediumship for some of you as well with this this Mercury retrograde conjunct with Neptune. Intuition is going really high. Everything else might seem to be falling apart, but intuition is going up. And there may be some sort of connection from the other side that is trying to reach out to you, and this person or spirit may really be able to help you through whatever it is that is weighing on you so much. Whatever this Ten of Wands is, or whatever this Lovers in Reverse is, they may have some insight for you. Wow, Aries, this is a big month for you, but let's see where this is all going. I don't know. I don't think you know either. Let me see here. Ooh. Wow, this is so interesting. I really was just pulling on a lot of painful energy for you, and this is coming through really strong. There's just a lot of shock. I think a lot of you guys are still in shock. I think there's still some more... There is still some more healing that needs to be done, for sure, and more processing, I think, especially with this vulture card. There's something that needs to be digested. Some difficult things. But understand that with vulture there is the wisdom that to us a massacre is like this gruesome, horrible thing, but to vulture it's a feast. Vulture is able to make life and sustain itself off of death and things that have died. I think you're being really challenged to take on some new perspectives here. I just want to get one more card. What is the last card for Aries? Ooh, came out with 2. Okay. So we have Page of Pentacles in reverse, Wheel of Fortune, and then 4 of Pentacles came out with 10 of Swords in reverse. Okay. So, Page of Pentacles. This is in your physical, daily life. There may have been an offering that was made to you that did not come to fruition or won't end up coming to fruition. You may find that out towards the end of the month or even later. Because we do have this Mercury retrograde, do be careful of offers that are being made to you, especially if they're like job offers or places to live, anything to do with the earth element, day-to-day life. Just be wary. I would not jump into any deals or contracts during this month. I would definitely wait until after the retrograde, especially if all of this has been going on for you, if this reading has resonated so far. I think you really need to just be careful with, whatever you're signing. Don't be quick. Play hard to get. Play hard to get. I know you have this Knight of Cups in the heart of your reading, which is actually kind of a good sign. Somehow in spite of all of this, you do have this Knight of Cups. This could be someone who, this may be you who has been a bit, I guess, delusional. It is not a nice way of saying it, but someone who's very caught up in the fantasy. Someone may be offering you something, though, that they just can't give you. So take your time. Be slow. Just take it slow. And of course, you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is like the opposite of taking it slow. It's a lot of sudden change, and that's at the heart. This is going to be more towards the end of March, potentially influencing outwards in the next few months. There is going to be a lot of shifting. It is all for the better. I know that's like really cliche. Whatever it is that you've been going through, I promise you, it is all for the better. It is here. I see it. I promise this isn't a hopeless situation. This isn't, not all is lost. You will recover. With this Ten of Wands in reverse, you will definitely recover. That is kind of going to be your mental game for the next few months. I'm thinking it's going to be slow, but that's okay. You do have this Four of Pentacles as well too. You may be guarded. You may be holding on to your wealth, either financially or emotionally or spiritually, or however that makes sense for you. There may be this being guarded. It may be someone else who's guarding their heart too. But I almost feel like this is you. You're kind of being guarded with communication. You're not giving offers too quickly. I think you're wary of these sorts of offers for stability right now. And I think you're really thinking more long term. With this Wheel of Fortune, there's just going to be a big turnaround at some point. It's going to happen. And I think it's going to help you heal. I think you just need to pull away and allow this Ten of Swords to come undone. Take the swords out. It's a painful process. When we have this Ten of Swords upright, this is utter defeat. It's a really painful card. But it is in reverse. And the way I am reading this is that you are going to get the swords out. You are going to be healing yourself. It's going to take time, but you're starting that process in March, and you're probably going to be doing that through April as well, or at least at the beginning of April. I will pull one more animal card for you. What animal is guiding Aries throughout all of these changes? We had... That's too many. Can I get one card? What animal is guiding Aries through all of these changes? Interesting. We have the wolf. So, for this card, this is a very family-based card. This doesn't necessarily mean your biological family. This could be your soul family. This could be your close friends. This could be your lovers. It's staying in the pack. It's honoring the pack, working for the pack. It's not about you anymore. It's being of service to the people close to you and working together. And I was kind of saying that with that Six of Pentacles too. Wolf is going to help you do that. Wolf is going to help you get outside of yourself, get outside of this healing process. You are still going to be healing, but there is going to be kind of a balancing act here. There's a lot of balance that needs to be, rebalancing that needs to be taking place. And I think some of that is going to be pertaining to working on yourself and working for other people. I think you've either been doing one or the other for too long. And I'm almost feeling like you've been working on yourself too long. You've been working on your own visions and goals, and whatever has been falling away, it's to make you refocus on the people around you, because it's something that really needs to... I think you need to find your people. I think you need to find your pack. You need to find that solidarity. And I think this will be a really good energy to call on. Wolf is a really popular spirit animal for people. It's a really accessible totem. It's really easy to access for people. I think calling on Wolf and Vulture both throughout this month is going to be really beneficial. I'm just going to see if there's any more messages. Are there any more messages for Aries at this time? I'm just being told right now, take it slow. By the end of March, things are going to pick up. And it may be uncomfortable to take things slow now, but this is also a good chance to rebuild your strength and to rebuild your foundations, because things are going to be kicking off again really quickly towards the end of the month, or potentially towards April or even beyond. However long this rest period is going to be happening, however long this healing period is going to be occurring for you, utilize it. And that is all that I am getting for you guys. I hope this was really helpful. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Also feel free to comment down below. I'd love to hear what is going on for you guys. I will see you next month. Bye, Aries. I hope you're doing better.